Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is TBR Schmitt. This is my wife Samantha.
Hello.
And today we are watching True Detective Episode 1, Season 1. What do you know about this?
Virtually nothing. I do think that Matthew McConaughey is like the star of this.
Yeah, I know it's Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I think they're both detectives.
All right.
That's all I got.
Yeah, so I'm super excited. I feel like this has been really hyped up, and I like that it's one of those shows that has like different stories per season.
Right.
You know, short and sweet. We'll get like the whole thing, but I'm really liking these like quick series.
Right, so far we've watched a bunch of like small 8 to 10 episode series.
Yeah, so I'm really excited. I think you could tell from our Manhunter, Silence of the Lambs, we like these like detective crime type figuring things out.
Yeah, we like to kind of play along and see if we can kind of figure out what's going on. I don't know how much of this is like solving a mystery or if it's just like the life of two detectives or something. So
true.
I hope there's some like season-long mystery that we can try to solve ourselves. I'm sure we won't, but it's fun to play along for sure.
Yeah, no, so I'm super excited. This series definitely seems like it's like in our wheelhouse.
Yeah, so if you would like to see the full-length reaction to this, as well as everything else that we've reacted to, the link to our Patreon is in the description. If you would like to interact with us on Twitch, Instagram, or Twitter, all of those links are in the description as well. And with that, let's get into the episode. Michelle Monaghan. It's already a cool intro.
This is cool how they like overlay everything.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of religious stuff and sex stuff.
Yeah.
Like a Target.
That looked like a big city, but a lot of stuff looked like
Rural.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, we're burning a lot down.
What'd you think? You paired up with him.
What I think?
Martin Hart.
But talk about Cole. We heard some stories.
Kind of a strange guy, huh?
Yeah. Pick a fight with the sky. Didn't like its shade of blue.
It's got a temper.
Yeah, I guess.
Poor bastard looked like he was on his way to the firing squad.
Dora Lang, the occult ritual,
Oh,
murder.
he looks rough.
Could you
All right, yeah.
hold off on
Can't
the...
do that here no more.
Oh, you assholes. You want to hear this or not?
All right.
I requested assistance with the 419 cane fields outside of Erath. It was January the 3rd, 1995, my daughter's birthday. I remember.
Got a pretty vivid memory of these events.
I don't know what a 419 is. I wish I knew my codes.
Yeah, I don't know. Dora Lane, that's what they keep saying?
Well, he looks much cleaner here.
Yeah. How rough is this case? Oh, this is like a ritual.
Yeah. The antlers, the kneeling, burning.
Yeah. It's not like someone just like accidentally killed her or something.
Oof.
Is that like a crown of thorns?
Yeah.
More men for a grid search. Okay.
Is it hanging from the trees?
I don't know.
Look at your marks on her wrist, ankles, and knees. Multiple shallow stab wounds to the abdomen. Lividity at the shoulders, thighs, and torso. She'd been on her back a while before he moved her.
Seems to be analyzing the scene very well.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of us had these little notepads or something.
Yeah, of course, I've always taken a lot of notes.
You know, I've seen all the different types. We all fit a certain category.
Looks like he's still working as a detective and Cole is not.
Oh, I was just a regular type dude with a big-ass dick. A lot of it had to do with how they manage authority. A smart guy who's steady is hard to find. You know, I knew how to talk to people, and I was steady. Now, his Texas files were classified, and he wasn't big on talking, but he was smart.
Interesting that he's drawing it as opposed to just taking photos.
I'd offer you a seat, but
Pretty minimalistic.
This is gonna happen again. You know what's happened before? It's fantasy enactment, ritual, fetishization, iconography. This is his vision. An attachment of physical lust to fantasies and practices forbidden by society.
Very smart.
Yeah.
Cold sores, gum line recession, bad teeth. There's decent odds she was a prost.
You got a chapter in one of those books on jumping to conclusions? You attach an assumption to a piece of evidence, you start to bend the narrative to support it.
Wait and see on the ID. I guarantee this wasn't his first. It's too specific.
Got two different approaches on how to handle the scene.
Yeah.
You gotta come to dinner. Can't put Maggie off anymore, so...
All right.
I'm sure his wife wants to know who he's working with every day.
That's what I was thinking.
It wasn't even sundown. He decided it was a good time to invite me over for dinner. My daughter's birthday, and I know
So he does have a family.
I'm gonna have a drink.
Hey.
Not a good first impression.
No.
What do you got the cross for in your apartment?
I contemplate the moment in the garden.
But you're not a Christian, so what do you believe?
I believe that people shouldn't talk about this type of shit at work.
He is a character.
I'm not trying to convert you.
Look, I'd consider myself a realist.
Okay, what's that mean?
It means I'm bad at parties.
You ain't great outside of parties either.
They're so different.
Yeah, this is awkward.
We are creatures that should not exist.
Well, that sounds god fucking awful.
Deny our programming, stop reproducing, walk hand in hand into extinction.
Jeez, he really is pessimistic.
3 months, I don't hear a word from you, and now I'm begging you to shut the fuck up.
He's just like the ultimate Debbie Downer. Is there a lot of murder in this town?
Listen, when you're at my house, I want you to chill the fuck out. Any of that bullshit you just said to me.
Of course not, Marty.
And he shows up drunk.
Yeah. Something must happen between now and dinner that makes him drink.
Keeps mentioning his daughter's birthday, but he clearly lives alone. So maybe that's like a sensitive subject?
Yeah.
What about him? What do you think?
Smart.
He is very smart.
You do the briefing tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Hello, sir.
It's kind of stormed in there.
Yeah, barged right in.
Fuck that prick.
I got some names from Vice.
You want me to go with you?
Nah, just something to do. Daughter's birthday, this dead woman. Told you Jillo called, or we got an ID.
Is that alcohol or is that like
No, I think
medicine?
it's medicine.
So he thought it was a prostitute, so he came to a
Truck stop.
truck stop. I forgot what they call prostitutes at truck stops, but I want to say it's like something lizard.
Really?
Yeah, I'll look it up after.
I've never heard that.
No, I'm just looking to get some information on a woman.
We'll take 2 large Long Island iced teas, please.
Get their drinks first.
Yeah.
Must be really hard to be a detective with like children, especially
Right.
like little girls.
You're solving these like heinous murders.
Yeah.
About 5'5", blonde, like you.
She had red hair.
Yeah, I thought it was red hair.
What about Liza?
She's here.
Not much to go on.
Annette, go get a couple more drinks from the bar, will you please?
Or if he's gonna show her anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get pills pretty easy.
Oh,
Speed.
No, Quaaludes.
Quaaludes.
I don't sleep.
Interesting.
Yeah, does he not want to sleep or is he getting them to fall asleep?
I think he wants to sleep.
Yeah.
Missed you the last couple days.
Got a debriefing today and then maybe a press conference later.
It's a pat on the head.
Got an ex-Charlie Lang who's doing 8 in Voiles for bad checks. Mom's outside of Broke Bridge, DMV license expired, and DeChillo called.
Hey,
Got a lot.
We got ligature marks on the wrist,
not a print, so an expert.
maybe 10, 20 hours. Evidence of vaginal endo.
He definitely is not blonde.
Yeah.
Bound, tortured, strangled, posed out there. Yeah.
Jeez. Poor girl.
Deer antlers. Again, No prints on anything. Maybe you ought to talk to an anthropologist.
It's interesting.
And in some ways, it was impersonal. Think of the blindfold. This place is like somebody's memory of a town, and the memory's fading.
Yeah, it's very barren.
Stop saying shit like that.
He lives here.
Memory of a town. Just stop.
They're such polar opposites.
Such a weird duo.
You get any sleep last night?
I don't sleep. I just dream.
It's weird shit.
Some advice. You make it out, you stay busy.
Oh, okay. So he's not a detective anymore. By the looks of it, it doesn't look like Russ is a detective anymore.
It does not.
This really is like a ghost town.
Yeah.
You believe in ghosts?
She looked like a ghost.
Is that the girl? Oh, Lord.
No, sir. It's not.
Maybe this have something to do with those cats. Somebody caught them up, turned the insides out, and nailed them to the front door twice.
What the hell?
But we're predominantly African-American congregation.
We aren't those type of police, sir.
Well, who is then?
I feel like this is a good lead if someone's mutilating cats at a church and it feels like a religious thing.
Some folks call them bird trap. Old auntie told us that they were devil nets. You put them around the bed, catch the devil before he get too close.
Whoa.
It's like a dream catcher, but
Extreme.
yeah.
Now, that's all we got on the Fontenot girl.
Well, there's nothing in here. It's just possible report made in error.
10-year-old girl goes missing, that doesn't go statewide.
My understanding, little girl went off with her birth daddy. And the feeling was little girl's better off with her daddy.
The cops in this area seem to be very incompetent so far.
Yeah.
When I said you had a complaint these parts around December, little girl getting chased through the woods.
That has a bigger file than that missing girl.
And she told us that looked exactly right. You want to call on the APB on that, you go right ahead.
Treat everything like a joke.
Yeah.
Thursday is one of my days off. My off days, I start drinking at noon. You don't get to interrupt that.
Wonder what he does for work?
So, like, matter of fact with everything.
I appreciate a little hustle up on that.
You want to talk Dory?
Dora Lane, that's the name that they kept saying.
She called up here for you not too long ago.
She couldn't help me anyway, man. She's all fucked up. Got the number to a friend Carla, got her to call me back, and she ain't made no fucking sense.
What you mean she didn't make sense?
Like she could duck hunt with a rake. Hi, yeah. She's gonna become a nun.
Ooh.
Talking about she met a king.
A king? Okay, everything's coming together.
So you want to talk the whole case through or just the end?
No, whole story from your end, you don't mind. Like he said, files got ruined. Hurricane Rita.
Oh.
Something new that won in Lake Charles, maybe?
Now why you see that?
Get the details out of the paper.
Yeah, we did.
So it's another case.
Yeah, let me see what you got.
Well, let's hear your story first. See how it fit with what we got.
Why are they working against each other here?
I don't drink because I've had trouble with it before. I didn't mean to. I was checking on to see how I ended up hanging around a bar.
I feel like there's a lot more out of order than I realized.
Have some more coffee. Just try to make 10 minutes of conversation.
Said that your life's in this man's hands, right? Of course you should meet the family.
Fired your gun?
Audrey.
I wouldn't have let him in.
Yeah.
Yes.
You shot people?
Macy.
Dad's never shot anybody.
Oh, that's good. You don't want to shoot people.
But you have.
What a great start.
Working here the last 10, 12 years.
What kind of work?
Narcotics, mostly. I was on the robbery squad in Houston until '89.
Be right back.
It's like, don't leave me.
Children.
One. She passed.
Oh.
Marriage didn't last long after that.
That's what I was afraid of.
Sorry.
Is it still his daughter's birthday on this day?
Excuse me.
Of course.
I don't even think he knows.
No.
What do you know about him, Marty?
Not a lot.
You ever ask him about himself?
Baby, trust me, you do not want to pick this man's brain. So you need to go or what?
No, it's nothing. Can't wait till tomorrow.
You and Cole went bad in '02, huh?
What happened between me and him don't have nothing to do with Dora Lang. I worked with Russ Cole for 7 years.
Whoa.
People change, relationships change.
Figured it would just be this case that ruined it.
I haven't talked to Rust in 10 years. This other stuff, what's going on?
We just heard some stories.
I'd like to understand this process.
Something's up.
Yeah.
Why don't you do your own fucking legwork, you rat fuck?
Oh.
Say it again, Rummy.
Fuck you, taxman.
Damn, just straight up slapped him.
Yeah.
Reverend Tuttle, he runs our statewide charity drive.
We've been discussing the viability of a task force to investigate crimes with an anti-Christian connotation.
But there is a war happening behind things.
What?
Eddie's gonna be very, very pleased to have such good men working on this.
How connected is this church?
And he's from Texas. He's the fucking governor. They're first cousins.
Oh, okay.
He's at the
depositions.
Oh, great. Let's just find a place to talk.
Yeah. What was that?
That was kind of weird.
Your victim was Dora Lang, but you all checked on Marie Fontenot. Why?
I'll call it intuition.
I think of beauty, sir. Watching you throw.
Wow.
Has anybody heard from Lynn? Anybody maybe knows where he's at?
He married another man, as we heard.
This stuff hanging from the tree?
I think it's like kids stuff though, like swings and
Right, but I think it's just like...
the way it's tied up.
Yeah, just caught his attention. I wonder what he saw.
Oh, it's so dark. See?
Inside on the floor on the right.
Whoa.
I don't know what that is. I haven't looked in there since the police first came.
What is happening?
I have no idea.
Tell us anything about that, Mr. Cole.
Yeah, it looks a lot like the one from 95, but well, you knew that already.
Consistent to the 95 case. Details that weren't public knowledge.
How could it be him if we already caught him in 95?
Oh, so they did catch him.
How indeed, detectives.
You had a flask this whole time.
I didn't notice that.
Didn't start asking the right fucking questions.
Jeez. I am so lost. All right, that was episode 1 of season 1 of True Detective. What'd you think?
That was really interesting.
Very interesting. I feel like the story went a lot of places, covered a lot of ground, a lot of different time frames. So I feel like it's going to take a little bit to kind of piece things together.
Yes.
Because that was a lot.
Yeah, it was weird because it was almost like it felt slow, but we were getting a lot of information.
Yeah, it felt like everything was in order, like in the present where those two cops are interviewing Rust and Martin.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything in the past, I guess, 1995 is what it was?
Yeah, I think it took place in 95 because they said they worked together for 7 years and they stopped working together in 2002.
And then haven't talked for 10 years.
And this interview is taking place in 2012.
Right. Okay. So that math adds up. So it was 1995. It felt like that was in order, but then when they went to the prison to talk to that one guy, and they talked about Dora Lane, which that's the name that we heard in the beginning of the episode. Like, oh, you want to hear about the Dora Lane case?
Right.
So in that scene, they knew who the victim was, but then after that, they're still searching for who the victim was. So it made me feel like even the events in the past, we're not seeing that play out
in order. In chronological order.
Right. So that, I was like, oh shoot, this is a little bit more complex than I thought.
Right. And I think we're seeing the relationship build between Martin and Rust. But at the same time, we're seeing kind of the ups and downs of it. But they're, again, with the timeline kind of spreading it out. Because they talked about dinner right at the very beginning. And you need to come to dinner. And then we didn't see the dinner scene until
way later
in the episode. So they can just take a little bit of getting used to. But I'm very intrigued. I love Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
I think he's fantastic. And I really like Matthew McConaughey as well. And I feel like this is just a role that I've not seen him in anything like this.
No, he seems like robotic. like, I was gonna say spiritual, but like not really. He definitely is just an awkward character.
He's odd in the placement of this small town.
Yeah.
And even I imagine that he was from South Texas, that he might have been a little out of place there as well. Almost has like a kind of a hippie type vibe. He's extremely intelligent.
Yeah.
And then, you know, obviously a little bit into the drug aspect of not being able to sleep. We saw him drinking what looked like, you know, cough syrup.
Yeah, it looked like NyQuil practically.
Yeah, so super interesting though. I really like it so far. Obviously, we also had that girl come in who's played by Daddario.
Yeah, Alexandria Daddario, I believe.
Yeah, so she came in. That was weird.
He like jumped up the second he saw her.
Yeah, so that was very odd. And his wife I've also seen in multiple things as well.
Yeah, I think her name's Michelle Monaghan, I believe.
Okay.
Maybe I'm butchering the last name.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's definitely in a lot of stuff as well.
Yeah, so it seems like it's got a really good cast and the story is pulling me in. It's just, I think we need more.
It catches your attention very quickly, but there's just a lot going on, but I'm really intrigued to kind of figure out what happens. And we had a decent amount of kind of like bombs dropped. Like it looked like how their lives just were totally different in the present. Like Martin looked very successful, still working, and Rust looked like he practically could be in prison.
Right.
So I figured that this case was just so brutal or something that was the end of it. But then we found out that they worked together for 7 years, and whatever broke them apart has nothing to do with this case.
I mean, we don't actually know that.
Oh, I thought that's what he said. I thought it was the breakup between me and Rust was outside of this case.
Oh, okay. I might have missed that.
Maybe he's just lying or something, but we do find out that they worked together for 7 years. We find out a little backstory about Rust can maybe explain some of his pessimistic outlook, that he lost his daughter, and then losing his daughter cost him his marriage as well.
Right.
So he definitely already seems like he's spiraling out of control in the very beginning, yet somehow their working relationship lasted 7 years.
Yeah. So, I mean, and Woody Harrelson's Martin, he definitely seems like, regardless of what happened between them, he still has like a massive respect for him as a detective.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm really interested to see, and I want to know what the heck is going on with this other case.
Right, yeah, so that's another thing, is why are they so interested in this case? And then we kind of find out that the old records are destroyed in a hurricane, but then I kind of got the feeling like maybe they were in trouble for a little bit.
Yeah, I think the main reason is because it seems like it's the same person, yet they had supposedly caught this person already.
Right, so is it the same person? Is it a copycat?
But they didn't release any of the details, so how could it be a copycat?
Right, so yeah, in the beginning it felt like they were almost questioning them, but then, you know, it's kind of more revealed, like it seems like it's more, we need your help to catch this new person.
Right, and maybe even the original person, maybe they have the wrong person.
That's true, that they could have the wrong person, or what I kind of feel like when we got a couple of information in that prison scene where they're interrogating Dorlane's ex-husband, her becoming a nun, and that she met a king. Obviously we have the crown of thorns and like the deer antlers, so that's, you know, a crown for a king. And then, you know, if you're a king, you probably have a lot of subjects, or, you know, there's a lot of people in your kingdom. There's this huge religious theme in this case, even with the governor's cousin or brother or whatever, who that was like another religious element in. We see a lot of, even in the opening intro to the show, there was a lot of religious and sexual like images. It feels like this is like a big cult like thing where there was a leader, the king, that's who she met, and her entering that kingdom is her becoming a nun. So I'm just going to assume that there's a large group of these people, and they might have caught someone, but maybe they didn't catch the king, like you think, or maybe they caught the king, but who cares, because there's so many more people involved.
Right. Yeah, no, so I'm super interested. I also am getting like a cult feeling for what's happening here.
Yeah, the other thing that makes me feel like it's extended was the other case that they looked into, the little girl who went missing, and they had that little thing, triangle, that
the wood like pyramid thing.
bird's devil nest or whatever it was called. You know, was that family part of this cult type thing too? And that's why she went away, but it's not directly related with the same case or something.
Right, yeah, or did they take her and she never went with the dad?
Right.
So
there's a lot.
Yeah, a lot to unpack, but I'm super excited to watch the next episode.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. So if you'd like to see the full-length reaction to this, as well as everything else that we have reacted to, the link to our Patreon is in the description. If you would like to interact with us on any other types of social media, all those links are in the description as well. And with that, peace everyone.
Bye.
Bye.